Give me space, flow smooth as water. My tribe, my midnight.
All right, sweet. We're up and going. You want to
All right.
introduce yourself first?
Yep, I am DBM. I am currently the world record holder for Dragon Ball Z Sagas any percent, and I will be playing Dragon Ball Sagas any percent. It's a very buggy game. We utilize that bugginess to beat the game a lot faster than normally is intended, with plenty of out of bounces and end level triggers. And yeah, we'll just get into it. So you want to introduce yourself, Addison?
Yep. I am Addison. I am a router for this game. I had the world record like 5 years ago, but the game is entirely different, and it is half the time it was then. But since then, I mostly just found a lot of the out of bounds with the help of Nylan and Yoshio, especially one of the other big runners in this game. And we basically, as a community, found all of the brokenness that is this game and managed to get it down to just under 25 minutes, which is crazy.
Yep. So
yeah, go ahead.
Yep, I think we're gonna get started here. So timer starts when I click this arrival. So we'll go in 3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
There's not much to do in the arrival. I mentioned that there will be a lot of out of bounces. This one, not a lot we could do. First
level basically plays as normal, just well optimized, essentially. So even here, just throwing the 2 key blasts is their exact health, and you'll see he even runs closer to these guys to blow them up faster, because you can't actually progress through this level. There's invisible walls that don't let you pass till every enemy is killed, and you can't actually progress until those guys blow up. So he's doing small micro stuff like that. Even here is a glitch where if you jump off of a ledge, you're able to recover ki while flying, which is not something you can normally do. It just keeps your same velocity and angle from that hill that you jump off of, which is something, again, really crazy. Right here, you're getting the first pop-up from Master Roshi telling you go buy the Kamehameha wave from the shop there. That's what we'll see a couple of times, picking up these Z coins. And once again, you're seeing those small optimizations, charging up the key while flying towards the shop. Small things like that is what's made this level specifically super optimized, because we just play through it normally. We are technically able to glitch out of bounds on this level and skip the whole thing, but it actually makes the rest of the run slower. And given the time it takes to clip out of bounds, it's actually just faster to beat this level as normal. And this is going to be our first boss of the game as well. Raditz, Goku's brother. For anyone who doesn't know anything about Dragon Ball, this is basically the formula for how the levels work. You run through the level, fight the lower level enemies, and then you fight a boss at the end. So
yeah, we're gonna do some infinites over here. This is how we fight every boss. We just kind of infinite them. Raditz takes a lot of damage from these Kamehamehas, so we do this. I messed up a little bit there.
And he hit a rock.
That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. We just kill him normally.
Yeah. This guy doesn't have too much health, which is fortunate.
So this is basically how most bosses are gonna look. Here we kick 4 times and punch a single time to reset the combo, and we could just kind of trap them infinitely in that combo.
And that works pretty much throughout the whole game up until the latter half, where enemies get a combo break ability, which they like to use somewhat randomly. This level is going to be our first really big out of bounds, and it's actually going to introduce our first small bit of AI manipulation. So he kills that first Cyberman on the left, because if he's not alive, then the right one comes right up here to the bottom of this bush and does not know what to do. If they're both still there, they don't know what to do. They'll come attack you and break the bush, which we actually use clip out of bounds. You can see him trying to do it now. He's basically interacting with the level where the floor is not perfectly in line with the other planes around it, and you're able to clip out of bounds and go straight down underneath the map. Just like that. And we're going to get to just the right height, which is just above this brown level here. You can tell by Gohan's shadow. By flying to the left here, we're actually able to avoid a cutscene that triggers spawning enemies in. And then here in a bit, he's going to fly up and go to the end level trigger. Essentially on every single one of these maps, there is a super small, like 1x1 cube on some maps. It's invisible. You can't see it. We just know exactly where they're at through a lot of training and a lot of kind of deep diving into the game. And as you saw, he found that spot. It ends the level.
Yeah, and actually in a later level, you will be able to see roughly what these, how big these triggers are. Because in in one level they are pink cubes, and they're roughly the size.
That one's generous compared to some of like the Trunks ones. This is going to be the first real boss fight, kind of showing off what goes on. Just an infinite combo, just like DBM said earlier, right? We're just going to kick 4 times, punch once to interrupt it, never finishing that combo off truly, so we don't ever kick the enemy. If he accidentally finishes that combo, what's going to happen is Goku's going to do a real big kick, and it's going to kick Vegeta off the screen into the background, and then he flies back in. It takes up like 5 seconds. That last kick does do more damage, but yep. So just like that. But now he's timed it, so he has essentially this level. Vegeta gets down to a certain point, and then Goku does the Spirit Bomb. So he timed that kick perfectly to follow up with Kamehameha Blast, which does more damage than a 5-hit combo. But if he misses, then it takes up more time. And that finishes up the Saiyan Saga, which is the first set of levels in here.
Yeah, going into this level, we're going to see another out of bounds. I'm going to be flying in between a rock and like a little platform to basically squeeze myself out of bounds, and we're just going to go to the end level trigger from there.
Yeah, just like a lot of other games that have small inconsistencies with gaps. If there is a tiny little gap in between those walls, you can squeeze through, and that's exactly what just happened. He made it look easy. It is not easy to do. It's a very tight corner. You have to be at the exact right height, and you have to be at the right angle. If you hug too far to the right, you'll actually just clip right back in bounds up on top of that building. So I remember when this first happened, we used to do this out of bounds with a fast fly ability, which makes your character more horizontal. And then it was really easy to get out of bounds there. But since your character model is more upright, it's a lot harder to squeeze out. But again, just making it look easy, finding those spots. This fight versus Birder and Jace is awful. I'll just say that. I hate it. Essentially, they will tag team out. Ooh, there we go. Nice, nice. They will tag team out and fight each other and try and support each other. Right now, you can't really tell, but DBM is out of bounds at that moment, and now he has truly gotten out. There was a small layer in between where the map is and like where another invisible wall is, and he basically squeezed in between that to get out. Now he's going over into the next section of the level. Now, you might notice the boss trigger is still up there. He's going to fly down, land right on the shop, where he's going to buy the flight speed. But now we spend a lot of time flying out of bounds, so you can see he gets that flight boost now. So now anytime he's flying out of bounds, he's going to get that. Now we have a weird glitch where we have both bosses up right now. You can see Birder and Jace in the bottom right corner, but now we're going to be fighting Ginyu, who is the second boss of this level, but we've kind of tricked the game into thinking we're supposed to be here. without killing Birder and Jace. There is on the Xbox version, I believe, only. I don't think we've been able to do this on PlayStation or GameCube. On the Xbox version, there is a small chance Birder and Jace can glitch and end the level for you. I'm not sure if it's because they end up being in the right spot or if they just kind of fall out of bounds and it ends the trigger. I don't think we've done enough research into figuring out why it happens.
To my knowledge, we don't know why it happens.
Yeah, it just ends the level for whatever reason. I know EasyScape had that happen to him in a couple runs, and we were trying to figure it out, and we just never did. Because most people play this game on the GameCube version. Now, story-wise here, Ginyu takes over Goku's body. Most people know that, and now you are Vegeta fighting Goku. So this is just going to be another quick boss fight. Just do the quick infinite combo to take him out.
One thing I'll add
yeah, go ahead.
One thing I'll add is that Jace can blast you, and he is very annoying. But usually he won't. You'll just get really unlucky sometimes, and he'll blast you out of the combo.
Yeah, normally I feel like he misses too. Like he'll shoot a blast, but
he'll try and miss.
Yeah, he's got the aim of a stormtrooper, but every once in a while he does hit you, and it does take you out of that combo, and you have to re get back into it. One thing to note too is that a lot of these levels do also have out of bounds and end level triggers. It's just
every level does
faster to do the level normally.
Yep. It's also just not worth it.
No, it's not. I think the couple of examples I can think of is the Frieza fight that happens here in a little bit is you can get out of bounds on, but you just do the fight so fast in Super Saiyan. And the Yardrat fight you can get out of bounds on, but it saves maybe 5 seconds if you get it first try. So right now he's going for a fast strat where he clips out of bounds using this tree.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest at this, so.
There we go. If he didn't get that, so right now I'll say this, he has to go under that map where I said earlier where there's enemies on screen, so it pops up that wall where we're not allowed to go past it. Luckily that wall does not go down all the way, so he just went underneath that invisible wall.
And yeah, that wall directly under it is actually the perfect height that you need to hit this level trigger. This level trigger is pretty big. It's just
it's massive. You can hit it above the map as well.
Yeah, but if you are too low, you will miss it.
So we use a visual marker on this one. As soon as we pass that mountain, you can see the mountain on the right side of the screen. When that goes off screen, we take a hard right, and that gets us into the end trigger. And now we are in the first situation where we have Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan in this game is kind of rough. You have to build up combos and get melee hits in to build your Super Saiyan meter before you can go Super Saiyan. And if you, there's our first combo breaker. If you don't hit enough, you can see the Super Saiyan meter at the bottom goes down. So this is going to be our first instance where we have to be Super Saiyan to beat a boss. If you lose your Super Saiyan meter, you can't damage Frieza. So casually, these are kind of difficult, but because we have the infinite combos, we don't ever lose it for the most part. It just makes it real easy. And it does, I think, 5 times damage? Something like that? Being in Super Saiyan?
Yeah, I don't know. It does a lot of damage. Super Saiyan is really good, but unfortunately, it's really bad to get. We could never get it. We only really use it like 3 times.
Yes, I think it's the times that you start in Super Saiyan are the only time we use it in this run.
That's the only times, yeah. Just block this.
There's in the no out of bounds run. This is any percent. We are obviously going out of bounds a lot, but in the no out of bounds category, we use Super Saiyan quite a bit more. Not often still, but in levels later on where they're a bit longer, you have a lot more enemies you have to go through. We hit Super Saiyan a couple times just because it goes so much faster to beat enemies. And shortly here in the next,
you want to explain the robots?
We are going to be using Super Saiyan just to increase overall speed and beat a boss fight faster. And so you can see right now we just unlocked that Super Saiyan meter, but it's just not worth hitting because he's almost dead. It takes that long to get.
All right, so this upcoming level, these upcoming next 3 levels are the reason why this run is actually really tough.
It's the reason I quit the game.
So
I'll say it.
to get out of bounds in these levels, to get to the end level triggers, we need to use these robots and basically get hit by them, whether it's by blocking or not blocking. Usually we block, but yeah, we need to get hit by them to where they push us out of bounds through these invisible walls. And these robots actually have, there we go, I got it really clean there.
You make it look so easy.
These robots actually have a hidden property where certain robots can actually push you out of bounds, but certain robots actually can't. So it's all to RNG whether you can or can't. It's also hard to do the glitch, but
yeah, it's in it. It has to be at a very specific angle, and you have to be standing at a specific spot. So if you're not in the right spot and the robot isn't attacking from the right angle, you're not going to get pushed out of bounds. So earlier we watched DBM bring Trunks down to the bottom left of the map and then back up. That loops the android into the right spot that it needs to be. And you'll see this is a matter of trying to find that exact cube. It's very small. He uses visual markers like the top of the road, the intersection there, and I always use this building on the right as kind of like my height marker, trying to get the right height. And so if we are too high or too low,
I can't tell if I missed it. I really hope I don't have to redo this level. I might have to. I might have missed it.
It might be a little bit more left. Come back a little bit.
Left.
I always lined myself up with that top left corner of the intersection. So now we're too far right.
Yeah, these are really hard.
Yeah, we might. I don't know if we're too low or too high.
I hope I'm not too low. I might be too low.
And now we are seeing the hardest part of this game.
I'm gonna reset the level.
Yeah, you might have been too low.
The thing about this game is if you drop out of bounds too low, there's no way to gain height. It's just you have to reset.
Yeah. You can technically get back up, but it's only if you are already targeted on an enemy. Because when you dash towards a target, if you're below them, your character will go up. But you would have had to have already been targeted on him before you went too far down. Because when you're too far down, you can't target them anymore. And especially with that area, you can't go back because there's the map of the wall. Again, like I said before, he goes down and then circles back around. We're close here. Oh, unfortunate. And so he's actually lining himself up with the geometry of the building here. And those, because it's not a circle, right? It's a polygon. Those small edges where the small corners are on this is those moments where he can clip out. That's where he's able to squeeze in and get inside the out of bounds area, just like that. Now he needs to get past this light post, and then he's able to walk out truly outside of the map. Now it's just a matter of height. It's going to be right around there, I think. There it is. Yep. And we were very close to that height before, so we're probably just like one
I had to have been
trunk's
too
head
low.
too low.
Had to have
Just
been too
one
low.
trunk's head too low. Yeah.
Because like when I get the height, it's just that fast. So it's like whenever
Yeah.
I'm like freaking out like that, flying
Yeah.
around, it's like, oh, I have to be too low. So this
Yeah.
is the worst level in the game. These robots just don't want to push you out ever.
This is the hardest level for getting out of bounds, and there are multiple ways to get out of bounds on this level. The one DBM is doing now is the one that he finds the most consistent. I believe this one lines up to a crater that's on the back side, I want to say. So right now he's not killing. Well, I guess, yeah, he did. Trying to get them to line up just perfectly.
Yeah, the robots are very finicky to manipulate in this level. And yeah, just didn't get it 4 times. That's just how this level goes. It's just unfortunate.
Oh. And he got sniped across the map.
Okay, dude. I don't think so.
And so you could see there that he was starting to get pushed out, but instead the game pushed him the other direction rather than outside of the map.
This is by far the level I've reset to most.
Yeah. This is the level that, like, truthfully made me stop playing. The one before this I was able to do pretty reliably. These out of bounds are the hardest ones in the game to do consistently. I remember when you found this one, I went and tried it. I got it first try, and I went, oh, this is so much better. And then I did not get it again for another hour.
I feel like it's just a matter of, like, if the robots have enough push. Because I think my lineups are good, but it's just not happening. Just bad robots. What happened there is I died, but I picked up a sense of being at the start of the run, so.
Senzu beans are your one-ups from here. So we're gonna basically just quit out of the level, try again. It's faster than going through the level. Boot right back into it. Just try again.
Ran out of robots, just rinse and repeat. These robots are just bad.
Could technically go through the level and try again, but it's still.
This level is
faster
really long. This level is like 10 minutes long at like a fast pace. Like 9 minutes, something like that. There we go.
Nope, there it was.
Come on.
Oh, not yet. You're not.
All right.
Are you? Yeah. Sweet.
That slide happens.
It still is dangerous out here. It still is dangerous because you can get sniped.
Also,
now,
flash warning. Flash warning.
Yeah. If there's lightning, the whole screen will strobe. We're getting our first effect of the glitched graphics that happen underneath the map.
And those pink cubes right there, that's how big they are, but that's not the end level triggers.
Yeah, I think those are the 18 and 17 spawns.
That's 18 and 17, I think.
Yeah. This game uses the pink cube as a placeholder for a lot of stuff. And there's a couple times if you go into a pink cube, you'll get soft locked inside of it because it's got walls outside. Don't know why. This game in general has a bunch of stuff just under the map that was put there during development. Like there's some random trees. In the imperfect cell level, there's just the giant letter B underneath the map.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Beneath the island where you fight imperfect cell, like the island that's separated, there's just a giant B underneath the map.
Nice. So here we don't get punched out of bounds. We rather manipulate the robot to squeeze us out of bounds just like that. And so it's a matter, this level doesn't, well, we don't use, or the end level trigger is just at the end of the level. Because there's no boss here, so once we get to the end of the level, it just says, alright, play this cutscene and end the level.
Yeah, so this level does have an end of level trigger, but it's farther away and smaller than the truck trigger is.
Yeah, it has an end level trigger, it's just... This one's just way easier because it just instantly ends the level anyway.
That being said, if you miss the truck trigger and you accidentally run into the truck out of bounds, it blows the truck up, and then you're soft locked. You have to restart the level. And this level is going to utilize the speed boost you gain from being Super Saiyan. We're going to run here, clip right out of bounds. I don't think you can do that in normal. I think you have to have the speed of a Super Saiyan. We're going to go over here. It. Oh, I don't think it's possible. And that is also that one can be tricky as well if you miss a specific. Oh, that sucks. So normally I'll say this fight normally takes about a minute, but since he's Super Saiyan, he only needed 10, 11 hits to finish off Android 18. It goes by way faster. Just shows how much damage
18,
it does.
yeah, Super Saiyan's really good.
But
it's just a shame we can't utilize it.
Yep, you can soft lock that spot as well because there are conditions that need to be met to unlock 18. You can load that trigger before the game sees that you have found Dr. Giroux's secret lab. So if you didn't quote unquote find Giroux's secret lab, it doesn't unlock 18.
I will add something that last level, 19 and Giroux could also destroy the rock and you have to reset. It's just like the Jason Birder fight. But this level is just a boss fight. Just rinse and repeat. This upcoming level is the time chamber, and how Sagas does this is we train with Vegeta and we practice our combos. But since we didn't buy any combos, we just had the basic combos, so we just do these basic combos over and over again, get stars and beat the level.
Yeah, in the normal playthrough of this game, you'd probably have multiple combos. The more difficult combos are worth more stars, so you build up your stars faster. In the older version of the speedrun, we bought a combo specifically for this level, just to make it faster.
Yeah, but we don't really get the chance to do that ever. In this...
No. With the new speedrun, we aren't in the maps enough to collect enough Z coins to even buy any combos. We don't have enough. We actually routed Z coins into this run specifically for the flight speed, just because that makes the game faster in the end.
Yeah, we literally aren't in the map enough to reach another shop, so.
Yeah, and I think it'd be 5 coins to get the first combo. It's been a hot minute. Maybe it's like 7. It's been a hot minute since I bought combos in this game.
I did for
Hundo into level.
I did for Hundo, but I don't remember.
Yeah, well, in Hundo, you just buy them.
Yeah.
You don't have to know how much they cost. You're gonna get all of them anyways.
Just get all of them. All right, this one is also annoying. So basically, it's the same concept as the robots, but Cell will always have the property to push you out, so we don't have to worry about that. What we have to worry about is Cell not cooperating.
Yeah, so we got to get him up on top of this rock here, and then get him on the right side of us, essentially. We're going to use this hill up above here to get pushed out of bounds. There's a small section, if you look up at the top mini map on the right, there's a section of this area that is not in bounds. And right now, I believe he's out. Yep. And we can't get out straight away. We actually have to go all the way to the right on this hill, go up top, get enough height, and we're going to go back to the left. And this is real tricky. There's 3 intersecting planes up here, invisible walls, and if you get trapped in between them, you are soft locked. So it's a matter of glitching out to the left without getting stuck. And you'll see it if he glitches through to the left, then he is good. There we go. That's awesome. If he was maybe a foot or two closer to the screen there, he would have been soft locked. I think you're good.
Can I slide it? Okay.
Yep. There we go.
I never dropped down that low.
No, it was a little low, but yeah, I think you were good. And okay. You were, yeah. Now we're going back into the time chamber again. This time it's Goku and Gohan, but we are not going to do the punches. Gohan is actually small enough character model that he can glitch in between some walls here. Goku is big enough to where he can push him out. Essentially, the way a lot of this game works is it literally just needs a bigger model to push out a smaller model. You don't even have to be hit. Like the co-op for this game, you just walk into them.
Yeah, also Goku AI is much easier to manipulate than Vegeta. Vegeta is more similar to how Imperfect Cell was. Aggressive. Goku will just always go for the combo no matter what.
Yeah, Vegeta is a lot more dodge and Goku is a lot more aggressive. This is an instance of where we do have a marker for where the out of bounds is. This out of bounds trigger is at the very center of the map. Can you lock on to Goku?
I don't think so.
Yeah, you might be too low.
Nice. This one isn't that hard, fortunately.
No. Yeah, it's probably one of the easier out of bounds to do. It can be finicky, but it's definitely one of the more consistent ones. And as you can see, it's a moment where we just aren't able to go up. We were just too low. The game doesn't let you fly up, only lets you hover, as I like to say it. So he's going to lure Goku over, get him over here. He's going to squeeze in between the wall and the time glass. And now what's really smart is you're actually letting go of shield for that combo to finish and get that extra knockback, which is faster than just getting pushed out of bounds too.
All right, so let's kind of drop a little low, drop a lot higher this time, so we don't miss it. Usually I like to I kind of don't have a setup for it. It's just a feeling thing. I kind of drop down, and usually I drop down to the exact height. But yeah, here.
And now we can see that pink box on the bottom. That is the end trigger there, and you can tell that one's a lot bigger. Now we're getting into cell games. This level is tedious. I won't say annoying. It definitely can get annoying if you mess something up early on. Essentially, you have to kill all 6 of these guys at the same time. If one of them goes down and after long enough, they just get right back up. So what we like to do is we like to group them up and try and get a Kamehameha blast on as much as possible. And then we take them out one by one. Because then they only need a couple of hits. You can tell their days right now, but if he takes too long to beat the rest of them, they will get back up.
I think one's gonna get back up.
Yep, and that one on the top left did. Yeah, it's casually. This level is annoying, and I think we should be good here. Yep, and there we go. But like I said, because we kind of kite them into a group and hit them with the special blast at the beginning, it's not too bad. And this takes us to our last level of the game.
Yeah, we didn't really see Bad Cell Juniors. I've had times where they've just teamed up on me and it was a disaster.
Oh, it takes forever. This level, you are doing the out of bounds trigger on, right?
Yes.
So time is going to be
when the credits
on
pop
the
up.
black screen right before credits. It's going to start.
So normally how you would do this is that you would hit sell. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna have to reset that. Normally you would hit sell and fill the Super Saiyan 2 gauge. And you can't damage sell unless you're in Super Saiyan 2. So you have to fill the gauge and then you have to go Super Saiyan 2 and then damage him.
Yeah, just like the Freezer fight earlier, you have to build up that Super Saiyan meter. But
yeah,
your Super Saiyan 2 meter is actively decreasing.
Yes.
So this is truthfully like a actually challenging boss fight casually. Without
especially
the
if you
combo,
don't have,
I don't know how anybody does it.
Especially if you don't have any upgrades like I do.
Oh yeah, no, especially health, because Cell is strong. He can literally one-shot you. There we go. And so we actually use this rock to have Cell push us out of bounds. We need the bush and the rock there to be able to do it. As you can see in the bottom left too, he just lost Super Saiyan. So if he would have to build up to Super Saiyan 1 and then build Super Saiyan 2. And
that's time.
This is time. There we go.
So that was Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Very broken game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. There's not a lot of runners for this game. Small community, but I feel like everyone's extremely helpful, especially when it came to discovering these secrets and trying to help others out. Like I know when every once in a while we get new runners in and they're trying stuff out for the first time, and we get you, Yoshio, I know Nylan pops in, I pop in, I'm just like, hey, yeah, this is how we do it. We use this as our visual markers. It's a fun game to run, not a fun game on its own.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to run once you get to the robots and all that. It's just you could have a really good run, just die to complete RNG.
Yeah, it's casually. I was nostalgia blinded by this game. The 100% category, that's a grind. I commend anyone who's able to play this game normally. The speed run of the game, breaking the game, exploiting everything that was not made correctly about it. That's what's fun for me in this game. So yeah, if anybody wants to join or wants to start running the game,
hey, I'll help you out. We'll help you out.
Discord. Yeah, you can check out DBM's videos. Escape has videos. Yoshio has videos. Check out the Anime Speedruns Discord, top in Sagas chat.
If you are interested, you should check out Easyscape's long form history video that he made. It was before I joined, but it is a very good video.
Yeah, very goes over the history of the runs, what happened, when stuff was discovered, and the different times and the different runs themselves. So going back to before we did like hardly any out of bounds, we played through most of the levels. Like I said, that was like 5 years ago when I had a record. And then Yoshio discovered enemies can push you out of bounds, and it took off from there. Yeah, it completely changed the game. Yeah, that's Dragon Ball Z Sagas. Didn't defeat any enemies.
Nope. All right.
That's it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep. Thanks for watching.
This abstract talk, Jazz Spaceman doing better than you thought. This my galaxy walk, my galaxy walk. This that galaxy.